I hope Monkey should.
What's up, all you motorcycle enthusiasts, and welcome to the V-Twin Life here on YouTube. We talk motorcycles powered by those V-Twins, what fuels their passion, why you enjoy it so much. V-Twin Life is brought to you by these two great companies, Crash Inc. Clothing and Wild Ass Seats. Hey, you want to add some comfort to your ass when you're out riding, whether you're a 400-mile guy or maybe a guy that's pushing 1,000 plus, or female rider for that matter? Hey, check out wild-ass.com and add some comfort to your ass. Can't forget Crash Inc. Clothing, that Northwest brand out of the Pacific Northwest. Hey, these guys got a lot of great stuff, from t-shirts to hats, raincoats, you name it. Hey, they can get you covered. Check out crashinclothing.com. Now, let's dive into another milepost of the V-Twin Life. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another milepost of the V-Twin Life. Tonight, milepost 55 with El Buffalo, and we got El Bryfalo.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys? Got El Bryfalo kind of chilling down there.
Yeah, I'm just chilling, you know. I'm living the dream. It's amazing how much we look like. Oof.
Yeah. Cool factor to 10 right now.
Heck yeah. Gotta like this. Oh, damn.
I can see some people in the chat. Droop, what's up? Windroad Therapy, Dez, We Ride West Virginia.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey,
Mrs.
Snyder.
Buffalo's here. She might not be able to tell us apart.
No, she does.
All right, just making sure. I love how he said.
You need a deeper voice.
I'm sorry.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Yeah.
Well, hey, El Buffalo. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on tonight there, El Buffalo, and kind of be fun to kind of dig into where you all got started and how you came into the motorcycles.
How I got started. You know, I got into motorcycles probably, it goes back to my uncle. He had what I used to call a Fat Bob chopper. And he would, when I was a young kid, he would, every year in the wintertime, would take that bike completely apart, every nut, every bolt, clean everything, replace what needed to be replaced, and rebuild it during the wintertime, and then ride it all the rest of the year. And that's probably when I got real kind of into bikes, especially Harleys. My dad had a old Triumph Bonneville, but I kind of wasn't interested in that. But you know, he had the whole bike thing going, and I was hooked at that point.
How old were you then?
I had to be probably, you know, between 10 and 11 years old, probably. You know, when he had that bike, and had an opportunity to buy that bike at one point, and probably was a good thing I didn't buy it, because I probably would have landed up being a grease spot on the road if I'd have bought that thing.
Ouch.
It was raked out. I rode it once. I remember riding it once. He let me ride it when I got older. And you get that thing up to about 80 or 90, and that front wheel would just come off the ground. Scariest damn thing ever, but I wanted it. But probably a good thing that didn't happen. But that's really what, as a young kid, sparked my interest in Harleys, motorcycles, kind of the whole biker kind of lifestyle. And I bought my first bike in the early 90s. And it was, I can't remember, it was either an 82 or an 83 Sportster Ironhead that I was working on bobbing out. I was gonna, cause I stand 6'11", 6'11 and a half on a good day, and it was a little small for me, so I was working on getting it bobbed out. Put a solo seat on it. Literally welded that thing to the frame so I could sit lower. I was going to put some split tanks on it, make it a little wider, and some like 4-inch risers and some drag bars. And that was my first bike, and I landed up, you know, coming full circle. I sold that bike to buy my uncle's bike, and remember going down to his house, sold my bike, got cash for it, went straight to my uncle's house uh, with Mrs. Buffalo in protest. Uh, we'll get into that too if you want, but we go down there, and I'm like, "Here's the money. I'm ready to buy the bike." And he's like, "Dude, some guy overseas offered me twice as much as what I'm asking for here in the States. I'm going to sell it to that guy." So I was a little upset and a little, you know, uptight about it because I got rid of my bike to buy that bike specifically. Oh. And we landed up taking that money, using it. We're a young couple, young child, and put it towards bills. And that was my first bike, and I didn't get a new bike until my kids were all married off and I had no more responsibilities. And that's when I got my Street Glide, 2014 Street Glide Special.
Nice.
But through that, you know, it never really left my soul after that Sportster. I loved that thing. And I would always test the waters, you know, with the wife and be like, "Hey, let's go to the dealership and check out bikes." And her reaction was always, "Nope." You know, and I blame her. You know what I mean? We were a young couple, young child, and last thing she needed was, you know, me getting hurt or, God forbid, killed. Especially the way I was, I rode the shit out of that Sportster. So that chopper probably would have made me a grease spot in the highway probably somewhere. So as you look back, you know, it was probably meant to be that way. And like I said, as time went on, our kids got married off and went their separate ways, and we had free time and a little bit of free money. And I asked the question again, and I'm like, let's go to the dealership, check out the bikes. And she was like, "Okay, let's go." And I knew immediately. I'm like, I've got the blessing from Mrs. Buffalo, and it's on. And I got a bike within 2 weeks after that. So it's you know, that's how it started, and that's where I'm at now.
And you still have the 2014, right?
Still have the 2014. Love that bike. Never get rid of it. It's never left me stranded anywhere. It's a family member now.
Nice. I didn't realize we had the same year bike. I didn't realize that. Yeah, it's a great bike. Yeah. Now does Mrs. Buffalo ride with you?
She rides her own bike. That's an interesting story in itself, because she was always afraid of riding. Even when I had the Sportster, she never rode it with me. She's had bad experiences in the past, and she's like, "Nope, scare the hell out of me. Not gonna do it." And so when I bought the Street Glide, I was like, you know, let's go ride it. First time she rode with me, we went to the rally in Ruidoso, New Mexico. A lot of mountain windy roads up there, and you know, immediately she does what everybody does. I push this way, she goes that way, and we're going down mountain roads, and I'm getting lifted up, and I'm like, this shit ain't gonna work, you know. And so after that, she was comfortable riding with me, but she didn't understand the whole kind of what to do as a passenger. So in my infinite wisdom, I was like, you know what, I'm going to put you through the rider course, and that'll probably make you a better rider. And I'll do the rider course too, because, you know, it's not going to hurt to have a refresher. I didn't need the endorsement or nothing like that. But she was willing to do that, and I said, if you can, ride one of these little bikes and figure it out, and she'll, I figured it'd make her a better passenger, make her understand all the stuff that's going on as the person in control of the bike. And that backfired on me about the second day into the motorcycle training course when they finally got on the bikes and they're doing their little loops around the parking lot. And she's looking at me and she's got a big old smile on her face.
Oh no.
And I was just like, I saw that. And then I was like, all right, just opened my phone up and started looking for a bike. And I found a bike at the dealership in Santa Fe. And so I kind of pinned that, showed it to her. And the day after she finished her rider course and got her endorsement, we went and bought her a bike. That bike,
nice.
which is also a 2014 Sportster XLT Super Low Touring Special, whatever it is.
Oh, nice.
And that's what she rides. And again, you look back, I wouldn't have it any other way. We enjoy riding together, and that's how it works sometimes. So it's kind of interesting. And now she rides that bike like it's going out of style. So
that's awesome. I mean, and it's cool. It's something you guys both enjoy. So I mean, like you said, you don't have the kids home anymore, so you can get out and you guys can go and enjoy yourself, enjoy the road, and travel around.
Yeah, that's what happened. Our priorities changed, our situation, and it's like now we can live for ourselves and not getting any younger, so might as well enjoy it while we can.
Hell yeah.
Now, you guys get out, enjoy to do, say them overnight trips, whether it's 2, 3, 4 days.
Yeah, well, current situation right now, I have my mom. She lives with us. We're her caregivers now. She's 85 years old and not able to fend for herself. So we have to kind of work at making time to take those long rides and get somebody to kind of watch her. Our kids very supportive in that, but they got their own lives and jobs and things like that too. So we do what we can. We make it work. And that's kind of how we do it now. But if it was up to us, we'd be on the road and we'd be gone for a month.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
And just ride, no plan, no nothing. The biker's dream. Just get on the road, and where we end at the end of the day is where we're sleeping. And we'll get there soon enough. But current situation, we got my mom to watch, and that's a promise I made to my dad a long time ago, and that's where we're at.
Well, family and priorities, that's where it is, and I think it's awesome.
Yep.
So you got a favorite area down there that one that if you're gonna go ride for an hour or two or whatnot, just kind of enjoy yourself? You got a preferred place you really enjoy to go carve up?
Yeah, one of kind of our favorite places to go. It's up in the Jemez Pueblo, which is northwest of Albuquerque. So it's about an hour ride from our house to get to some nice curvy mountain roads. I have several videos on my channel that kind of showcase that area, but it's so close and it's great riding. We could do a half a day there and ride a shit ton of mountain roads up there, and that's probably one of our favorite because it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
We have what's called the Enchanted Circle, which kind of goes up north, hits kind of Eagles Nest, New Mexico, Taos, Red River, New Mexico. That's all kind of the touristy ski areas. Have a great rally up there, the Red River Rally, and that's another great ride. Of course, and we're only a couple hours away from the $1 Million Highway, going through Durango as well. So
Yeah, that's on my list someday. I would love to check that out.
There's tons of great riding, and tons of great weather. You know, we don't really get shut down in the winter. You know, I tell people we probably ride 88 to 89% of the time. We get shut down for about a month and a half, and that's not even consistent. That's just total time due to snow or ice or whatever the case may be. So we're pretty blessed here. And summertime it's nice and cool. We're high desert, so uh, it's a great place to ride.
How cold's it get in the winter?
It This winter we had those storms that kind of hit everybody, hit Texas and all that. We were in the low teens, 19, 18.
I didn't realize it got that cold there. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean it's high desert, so we have the elevation. We're a mile high, just like Denver is, but we just don't get the moisture. So we get the cold air, we just don't get the snow.
Gotcha.
So, but it doesn't last long. And the nice thing is, even if it's cold here, kind of in the Central Valley in New Mexico, you can't really ride north because it's super cold. That's headed towards Denver and whatnot, Colorado. But we got lots of great riding down south, so you kind of change up your riding areas. So in the wintertime, we tend to ride more southern roads where it's warmer, and in the summer we ride all the northern stuff because it's all mountainous. And
that's awesome.
You know, we'll get hot up here too. We don't get Arizona hot, but we'll bust 100 every once in a while. So it's nice to go up north real quick and be an hour away from mountain roads. You know, so
then you get up north, probably a little bit cooler if it's that hot down south. Head up north for a little bit of cooler weather.
That's
so awesome.
Absolutely.
How far are you from Arizona?
The border of Arizona's 3.5 hours away.
Oh, okay.
I can get to from Albuquerque to like Flagstaff. Takes me 4.5 hours driving. So pretty close. So,
yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, we're thinking of doing Arizona Bike Week this year too. At least try to squeeze in a couple days, check it out. So that's one of our plans this year. It looked like it's growing again. I know this whole China virus thing has screwed up a lot of these rallies, and they look like they're going full force. So
good.
They took a page out of Sturgis and said, "Screw it, we're doing it." So
yeah.
So I mean, hopefully we'll get to check that one out.
Got to get the community back. Not only community, but got to get your economy back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting boring. It's been a little too long. It's time to get back to it. So, do you have any dream rides? I mean, if you could just go, and I know you have responsibilities. We all have those responsibilities. But if money was no object, you could take 2 weeks to ride. Where would you go?
I'd love to ride the Pacific Coast Highway and go up.
That would be nice.
Go up all the way that, and then hit into some of the western states. Cross over, Montana, those areas, back around. That'd be a great ride, I think.
Yeah.
We had a friend of ours in the Hog chapter did the 49 states in whatever it is, 48 hours or whatever that challenge is.
Oh yeah, the 9 days or whatever.
Yeah,
48 and 10.
There you go. And they did that, and that seemed kind of something cool to do. I may do an iron butt this year. See how things go. But
yeah, that's my goal for. I want to do one of those this year too. That'd be fun.
Yeah, just to say you did it. It'd be fun. great content, I think. So that always helps.
And they are fun. I mean, I did one through the other, the other uh, group, I guess you could say, the ride 1K in a day. I'd like to do one through the Iron, but also, get that one certified. But there's a little bit more paperwork, a little bit more that goes into the Iron Butt. So I've, got a few friends that have done it, and it'd be nice to hook up with one of them that's more familiar with the paperwork
That's
side of it and go.
that's exactly what I'm doing. I wouldn't attempt it on my own because I'd hate to do it and screw it up and say, "Oh yeah, it's not official."
Yeah.
So the guy that mentioned it's part of our local hog chapter. He's done it several times, so he
Mhm.
knows the drill. Um, that that would be the only way I'd do it is if he's going along helping us not screw shit up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It'd be good company too. I mean, doing it alone would be a fun challenge, but as part of me that thinks it'd be fun to do it with somebody.
yeah,
Kind of crank it out.
I enjoyed the one I did when a couple years ago, and you get down towards, you're hitting that 700, 750 miles mark. And for mine, I had it all mapped out on Google Maps as I was going in some areas that I wasn't familiar with. So I planned, gas stops and whatnot. And you start really getting that second wind towards the end of it. And, I left super early in the morning. So I was going through the Panhandle, Idaho, checking out the sunset over the mountains. And it was a lot of fun. I think I did 1,014 miles in 18 hours, 4 minutes.
Holy crap.
yeah. We've done some other challenges. We did what's called the state park challenge, which is there was like 32 state parks in the state of New Mexico
Mm-hmm.
that you had the entire year to try to get to, and we did that, uh, and that was fun. I think the longest day we had um, was close to about 750-mile day, and uh, you know that was the longest kind of adventure trip to get to a place that we did. Um, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope it happens. Right now, it's just talk.
I
Planning
think visiting
stages.
the parks would be fun. It gives you a destination. It gives you something to do.
That was one of the that's why I enjoy our hog chapter. A lot of people poo poo hog chapters and whatnot, but we have a pretty good hog chapter, and they're they're definitely a riding chapter. We end up being I think we were third nationally for miles
That's
last year,
awesome.
and that's I think Florida was first, and California, then us, maybe Texas was in there somewhere. But it's a riding chapter, and they have all these. And the cool thing about that state park challenge is, I've lived in New Mexico my entire life, and I've seen not even half of those. And some of the roads you need to take aren't roads that you would normally consider. Oh, I'm going for a ride. So we found a lot of really nice roads, places we've never seen, views we've never would have saw if it wasn't for kind of attempting that challenge. So that's what it's about for me is getting out and finding those new places and exploring.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You mentioned something interesting too. I know a lot of people look down upon the hog chapters, but how's it? How long have you been in your hog chapter?
Since I bought my Harley,
Okay,
so
so you
several
joined day
years.
one. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
We were gonna. We never
well,
did.
it
I was
kind of
curious.
it came with the purchase, the first year, kind of, you know, and then it's up to us whether we want to renew it or participate or whatever. So we just stuck with it. Met some good people, met some good friends. My last video that dropped, a couple good friends that I kind of put on that on that video. Uh,
Hmm.
we met through the hog chapter, and then we kind of started doing our own thing.
Very
So
cool.
so it's a I if you got a good hog chapter, it's worth it. There's a lot of them that aren't. You know, there's it just depends. It's like dealerships, right? It's like
Sure.
you got some people got good dealerships, some people got shitty dealerships. It's all about your experience.
Yeah, very true.
I think the hog chapters are kind of the same way.
Yeah. Have you done any work to your bike?
Uh, yeah, we've done all the lighting. It's all either custom dynamics or serial 3D. We got the shock and all lights on both bikes, so the engine and stuff light up. Um, my bike has a stage one, uh,
Very nice.
head pipes and a header, uh, 12-inch K&S Mayhems. Uh, it's got all braided lines. Um, it's pretty set up. The Mrs. Buffalo's bike, it's pretty much stock. We just recently, when we were in Sturgis, put the short shots on it.
Okay.
It livened up that Sportster 1200. And it's unfortunately louder than my bike now, so I'm currently shopping for a louder pipe so that I can not feel so bad.
Gotta get those tabs, man, with the zombies, like Mrs. Monkey. You can rock the world with those things.
Yeah, but they don't sell them for my 103 yet. So, according to Professional Monkey, they said they're going to come out one with a V twin. So,
I have them. I have them on mine.
but not the 50 cals.
Oh, not the 50 cals. No, the 4.5s.
Yeah, I want the 50 cals.
Gotcha.
Or the
Go
old neighbor
big or
haters.
go home.
Okay. Well, they didn't have them, so I had to go.
Well,
I had to go smaller.
Yeah, I'll wait for those. I'll be patient.
That would be sweet.
Should sound good. So what are you running for your head pipes?
I got the twin slash duals from Vance and Hines.
Oh, okay.
And then the head pipes of Vance and Hines X pipe. So they come off and then X and then shoot off as duals.
Right.
Very nice.
It's a good sounding bike. It sounds real good when you're behind it, but you can't hear it anymore, unfortunately. When Mrs. Buffalo starts that Sportster, it's mean.
Just drowns you out.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I went on a solo ride the other day, and normally I have my stereo cranked up to like 38 so I could hear it. I was riding by myself and I was like at 25 and could hear it just fine. So I was like, I forgot how nice my stereo really sounded. That's the other thing we done to it. We did I think it's from Fathead Cycles. We did their Sony radio plug and play on my bike. Got rid of the boombox. Thing's a piece of crap. So now I got Android Audio on it. I like to play YouTube on it. So I have that now, and it came with an amp and whatnot. So it
Very
bumped it up.
nice.
It bumped.
How's
it
it held up
bit.
for you? 'Cause I know a lot of people were doing that.
It's good. Some people are, they're afraid of the waterproofing and whatnot. But I mean, it's pretty enclosed. I bought the little cover that goes over it in case it does rain and whatnot. But it's like anything. The boombox will fade in the sun if you leave it out in the sun too long. So
Yeah.
it's just like anything. If you're gonna ride it in a torrential downpour, there's a lot of shit that's gonna get wet and stop working. So
Right. So do you change the speakers too, or do you just go with the head unit?
I just did the head unit. I left the speakers. I may change the speakers out at some point, but until I blow these ones, they're working just fine.
They ain't broke. Why fix it?
Exactly. And it sounds good.
That's all that matters. I had no luck. My Harley speakers, I blew one of the back speakers right away. They didn't last long.
Yeah.
I like that engine. We have a twin cam. It's the same year you do. In my Ultra, I love my bike. It's got plenty of power.
It's a solid bike. There was no work done to it. I know when I bought it used. they had the stage 1 on it, but they put their stock pipes on when they traded it in or sold it or whatever the case may be. Um, and I don't think there's any cam work or anything like that. I may do that at some point, uh, but again, I'm kind of frugal when it comes to that. So when it comes down to my maintenance, and they're going to have to get in there to do some maintenance, then I'll have them maybe put a cam in at that point.
It
You
makes a
know,
big difference, that's for sure. I mean,
yeah,
I got mine's an '04. I got the twin cam. I had the '88, but it's been bumping up to a '95, and it's got a cam and whatnot. And it does make a little bit of difference, but like I said, I mean, I love the twin cams. They're just, the sound they make. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sold on the Milwaukees yet, but I enjoy my bike. I mean, it is a little bit older, but I really enjoy riding. It's a lot of fun.
yeah. Well, 2014, that was kind of towards the last of the twin cams. So by then they've worked all the bugs out. You know, I never buy the latest and greatest. I let everybody guinea pig it and find the bugs, and then
Yeah.
buy it. But
Yeah,
you know, the Rushmore edition's solid, solid bike. Like I said, it's never left me stranded. Started every time I've ran it. You know, had good maintenance records on it and we kept them up. So you know, I can't complain one bit.
Nice.
And the cam thing, I might do it at one point. I see Hals and Two Wheels in the chat there. What's up, brother? But you know, he's hellacious is hellacious, right? That's his bike. Um, but I told him I'd race him on a 200-mile race, and I guaranteed I'd beat him because
Because you won't run out of gas.
I won't run out of gas. Yeah, his mileage is as much as the Sportster. Sportster gets
Jeez.
the Sportster gets about 160 miles to the gallon. Um, and my bike, I get over 300 miles to the gallon on that thing.
Wow.
me to the
So,
tank.
yeah, it's just me on it. So it's a little bit lighter. I'm not taking a passenger or nothing. So, you know, he'll get me, but you know,
In the
160
long run, you'll
miles,
get him.
160 miles, I'll blow by him and beat him. But,
Yeah,
so I kind of like that fuel economy. It's kind of nice, but I have to stop every 160 miles anyway for Mrs. Buffalo to fill her bike up, and we all act like, oh, it's a pain in the ass, but after 160 miles, we're all really wanting to get off the bikes anyway, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, damn, we had to stop. We could have went another 200 miles, but in reality, we're like, yes, we get to stop.
I
stretch the
find
leg.
when we're two up that stopping every 100 miles or so is not a bad thing. Just get off the bike, stretch a little bit.
Yeah, it don't hurt at all.
No, especially some of those. I mean, you got misses with you, whatnot. It's not so much you're just wanting to go. You're out to just enjoy yourself anyway. So a few pit
Yep,
stops here and there. Why not?
yep, absolutely.
So, what got you into the YouTube game?
I think it was like everybody else, man. I wanted to document our rides for our kids and whatnot, and it grew from there. Um, my kind of my kind of deal is, I just like showcasing, a lot of New Mexico and a lot of New Mexico riding,
Hmm.
because there's great riding out here. A lot of people don't realize that until they come out and ride it. We got the Devil's Highway. It used to be Route 666. They've changed it since, but it's still the Devil's Highway. Like I said, the Enchanted Trail. I mean, there's a lot of Class A riding for motorcycles in the state, and that was one of the things I wanted to do is kind of showcase some of that stuff. Leave leave something behind for the kids and grandkids to see what grandma and grandpa used to do, that kind of thing. I think you hear that story a lot with YouTubers, and that's really how it started. And then you kind of get hooked, and start getting subscribers, and then
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a deal. But
Sure.
if it ever turns into a job, that's the day I'll hang it up.
That's fair. What do you film with?
I got a Hero 8 that we now have on Mrs. Buffalo's bike. It's kind of a rear shot of my bike, and then the GoPro Max 360 that I have on my
Nice.
fairing, and I'm looking for one more just to have some kind of B-roll footage. I have the mounts that go on the fender.
Okay.
So I'll probably throw one there just to switch up some B-roll in there. Um, but that's pretty much all I use. For the longest time, I had one camera and one camera only, and it was the front shot, and invested in some other stuff and getting some different views. And, I try to in my videos. I'm not a vlogger. Nobody wants to hear me talk. I say that all the time. I don't want to hear me talk, but it's I really want to give people kind of that. I'm a child of the '80s, so I want to give people that kind of you know music video kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So I focus a lot on cool shots, interesting shots, you know, banks and turns and sceneries, and kind of focus on trying to get that stuff in there, and then finding the right music to fit the mood that uh, I'm trying to portray. And that's kind of I don't think I'll change how I do things. That's what I do. Some people enjoy it, some people don't, but you know, you can get away for 5 minutes, and listen to some cool jams and watch some cool scenery. You know, that's what I want.
I
My
like
my
it.
kind of my kind of thought is, people are at work and they want to watch YouTube while they're working and they're sitting here on their computer. You can play my video and jam out and look over every once in a while and see something cool, and I'm okay with that. Uh,
Sure.
if I'm vlogging, then you got to kind of pay attention and listen to what the hell I'm mumbling about. So
Smitty says he loves your
not my
voice. You
deal.
sound like Barry White. So.
Thank you very much.
That is a good one. See, that's kind of what I want to do up here. I mean, like you say, you got a lot of beautiful scenery, and I think that's kind of the cool part of watching some of everybody's videos is, we all live in a great place, in the United States, and some of us, you can't get there, but you can watch somebody's video and kind of live in that moment, I guess you could say, and see the scenery, and maybe you make that bucket list and you start adding your lists up. But I think we all have some great scenery and areas to showcase, and why not have fun on your bike and show off some great scenery and whatnot of where we all live.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean ultimately, it's all about the riding, right? I mean that's why we have motorcycles. Nobody
Hell yeah.
nobody nobody bought a motorcycle to talk, right? At least I hope not.
Yeah.
Nobody bought a motorcycle to become YouTube famous. At least I hope not. We all bought motorcycles to ride, so that's what I'm showcasing. You know,
Yeah.
and I've had people in my chat say, yeah, you really got me interested in motorcycle riding, or they were sick and down, and they're like, I really enjoyed watching. I can't ride no more, or whatever the case may be, and you know, that's pretty cool when you get stuff like that. You know, if I'm
Yeah.
able to do that, then I'm successful, irregardless of what happens to my channel.
Oh, absolutely. And plus, like I say, you got to get out and enjoy yourself, and you're enjoying, having fun because you're on your bike, and that's the whole point of it.
Yep, yep. That's what it's about for me.
Yeah, everybody for a while there was joining YouTube trying to be a star. It's a little crazy. What are
Yeah,
you drinking there, Uncle Buff? What is that you're drinking?
I am drinking a blood orange cider.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's made from our local brewery here in Albuquerque, Tractor Supply.
Nice.
So Got a little bit of apple cider, kind of grapefruity, something happening.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
I
you
forgot
got
what I was.
any? Oh, go ahead.
No, I forgot what I was saying. So go right ahead.
So you got any ride plans coming up in the near future that you're looking forward to?
Well, big plans. We're doing Sturgis, of course. Uh,
Yeah.
last year was our first year, so we were Sturgis virgins, if you will. Um, this year we have lots of things that we want to do. We have lots of new friends that uh, we're going to meet up with down there. Uh, but that's probably the biggest one. Uh, I already turned in my vacation for that, and I said I'm gone for 2 weeks. Whether I'm there Sturgis for 2 weeks or not, that remains to be seen. But we may go somewhere else. But that's the big one. We want to do Rocky Point. That's in Puerto Penasco, Mexico, which is not too far from New Mexico. If you go down south, excuse me, and cross over into Arizona down in southern New Mexico, it's pretty close, and it's a pretty happening old school type rally. Rocky Point. It's called the Rocky Point Rally in Puerto Penasco, Mexico. Definitely want to make plans to do that one, but you know, those are the big plans right now. Um, we're obviously gonna get in other rides when we can, how we can,
Yeah.
based on our situation. So um, that's the big plan. And
Should
then,
be. I
and then,
mean,
and then, like I said, maybe Arizona Bike Week.
now is that one
Even
down in Phoenix or is that Scottsdale?
it's kind of the whole state, but I think
Oh,
the
okay.
majority of it. There's probably somebody in the chat that knows where it's at, but it's I forget what they call the town. Kind of a weird name, but it kind of there's little happenings all over in
Okay.
Mesa, Arizona, um, Phoenix. There's stuff happening everywhere, but the main part is and I'm sorry I can't remember where it's
Oh,
at,
that's all right.
but you know that's a big rally. Um, so we may want to do that one. Um, I like ride rallies, so we got
Mm-hmm.
a lot of those in New Mexico. We have um, the Red River Rally, which I mentioned earlier. That's a great rally. A lot of people from around the country go to that rally. It's right up into the mountains, the ski areas, cabins, camping, windy ass roads, and lots of party to be had. Um, and then we have one down south in Rio Doso, New Mexico, which is the Golden Aspen Rally, which happens later in the year. That's another good rally to go to. So we'll be hitting the local rallies. We did Four Corners Rally last year. It was my second year there, and I'm still not impressed with that rally. It's great riding, but the rally consists of a dealership open house and however many vendors he could fit in his parking lot.
Now
Um,
that one's up in Colorado, right?
and that's it. That's in Durango, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the vest. Our time is so precious. To invest in that one this year, it's off the table. We're not going to do it. So we're sticking to the good ones, which
Well,
is
especially, I mean,
Red River.
yeah, if you weren't impressed, one time you went there, kind of, the old saying kind
Yeah.
of leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So why go back?
Well, I mean, there's great riding. I mean, that's how you get to the $1 million highway because it's right
Yeah.
off of 550. Durango is on 550 basically, and 550 is the $1 million highway. So that's all it has going for it, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do that at any time. It's not that far from my house.
Right.
So to to go there for a rally that pretty much just takes place at the dealership, um, I'll spend my time elsewhere, somewhere else.
It amazes me how many people will do that. They're like, "Oh, we're going to this rally," and they're just going to sit around for 5 days. I'm like, if I have 5 days off, I'm riding.
Oh, that's Daytona, right? Daytona's
Yeah, I mean, I'd like
Daytona's
to go
not
to Daytona
Da-
once, but
Daytona's not a ride rally. It's a party rally. You know, but you
I
know,
guess the only positive is for Daytona, you could fly in and just, you save yourself the riding in if you had to. But I don't know. I don't see the joy of hanging around. It'd be cool to go once, but
yeah. I mean, Sturgis. What we did is, we had the uh, Pro Monkey and Mrs. Monkey kind of our tour guides for majority of Sturgis last year, which was great. Saved us a lot of time, headache, and money. Uh, Not making rookie mistakes. But we rode all day, and then we parked the bikes at the chip, and then we partied all night. You know, so
That's kind of what you're
that's
supposed to do there.
right.
And there's, I mean, some great scenery, great places to ride up there too. Just of course, when you're there during Sturgis, it's 400% more crowded, but you can still get out and see some of the great sights and scenery that they have in that area.
Yeah, I see Pipes asking. Yeah, we're going to be staying at the Buffalo Chip again. We actually got uh, way better camping this year. We're going to be right by the water towers as you where you go into the Buffalo Chip. They have the big sign Buffalo Chip. They have a big old water tower. They have Bikini Beach, and then the amphitheater. We're right there. I'll be able to see everybody coming in and out. So we're we're there. We're excited, and we may do the whole 2 weeks, and we may decide to leave there and go cruise Wyoming or something.
that would be a blast.
Yeah.
So you take RV or you ride up there the whole time and just take a tent?
No, I have a GMC truck with a Lance overhead camper on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have my enclosed trailer,
Oh, okay.
and put the bikes in that. We uh we stay in that.
A little more comfortable if you're going to be there that long. Plus, with you never know the rain, the heat, it is nice to be at least stay dry and air conditioned if you want.
There ain't nothing like sleeping in your own bed.
Nope.
Very true.
And that you always hear that. You don't hear it as much no more. I guess you still hear it every once in a while. It's like, oh, I rode mine or whatever. But you pull into the chip, there's RVs and buses and fifth wheels. That's all there is there. And they have this little itty bitty section where tents are at. You know. So, it's that kind of, you know, I trailered mine BS. It's kind of pointless once you get to the chip and see that everybody trailered theirs there. You know.
Well, there's something to be said about comfort.
Yeah, well, I mean, we could ride it, no doubt. It's about a 12-hour uh, drive from Albuquerque to Sturgis. You go straight up through Colorado. Um, but I want to be tired, and I probably ain't gonna want to ride for a day or so. What's the point? You know?
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna ride a ride at the end because I got to rest up to ride back. I mean, I rather cruise in comfort, get there, and ride my ass off the whole time. I mean, we put well over 1,000 miles riding just in Sturgis alone. You know,
Hey,
so
why not? I mean,
uh,
if you got a setup and you like it and you enjoy doing the way you're doing, then
yeah,
why not?
no shame there.
Nope.
I was gonna have a patch made. It's like I trailered mine to Sturgis. Fuck you. I may make that a shirt still. I don't know. Yeah, I'm debating on whether I make that a El Buffalo shirt in my Sturgis uh, merchandise merch store. I may do that. Say,
That's pretty funny.
I trailered mine and fuck you. But,
That's the one thing that we found with touring. We did like 2 weeks on the bike. It's a lot of fun, but you forget how tiring getting there is. So you get there and and you only have the bike with you. I can understand that. Yeah. So how do you like your suspension?
Which we're talking my suspension or Mrs. Buffalo's suspension? My suspension, I got the Legends in the rear. We did that in Sturgis last year too.
Which ones you got?
The Revo A's.
Okay.
I love them. They're great. It's like being on a rail, no doubt. We put suspension technologies on Mrs. Buffalo's bike. She initially had lowered shocks on it, and lowered shocks are really good at only one thing, and that's lowering the bike. There's no thought or engineering into the ride or any of that. So she's always had kind of a shitty ride on that bike. Hals on Two Wheels hooked me up with the guy at Suspension Technologies. I talked to him over the phone and said, "Look, you know, we don't want to raise her bike that much, you know. We lowered it for a reason, you know. She's short, so, but we want to get some performance out of it." And he's like, "Can I raise it up an inch?" And I'm like, "An inch is probably good." And he said, "I'm going to engineer you a custom performance one-off shock." So it landed up being a 10.5-inch shock, tuned for her weight, her riding style. And I'll send them to you. Tell me what you think. And we put them on, and it's like night and day. And it raised her bike up about an inch or a half an inch when she's sitting on it. And that little bit of travel, you know, that's what they always tell you. You know, Legends always like, oh, you got to go with the 12-inch shock because you need the travel. Well, he was able to engineer the spring and kind of put some, you know, engineering science to it and say, you know, how am I going to get the best performance out of this limited travel that I have for this bike?
Right.
And that's what he built. And it's a custom one-off shock, and nobody else has it. I mean, they have their shocks, obviously, but they don't have those specs on it. And he said, "I guarantee you'll love it." And we put them on, and she rode it, and it was night and day. Night and day.
That's awesome.
So that's why I really promote them, because of what they did for her, you know. And I'm probably going to go with their front shocks on my bike. If he wants to throw in some rear shocks and use my Legends for target practice, that's fine. But I ain't going to pay for it. But I'll pay for the front suspension. And the cool thing about their front suspension is they're enclosed cylinders that drop into your forks. So you're not adding oil, you're not adding any of that stuff, springs and spacers and all that stuff you need on your front shocks or your front forks. They're just drop them in and go. And the thing that he does when he builds these the shock cylinders, he tunes them so that they're matching, so that the spring rates are the same, the pressures, the rebound is all tuned to each other, so they match.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of times you'll get a custom shock, but they're not really tuned to match each other. If you know what I'm saying? It's like a Harley shock. You make your adjustment on one shock, and that's it. And then the other shock kind of just is there for looks, I guess. I don't know.
That goes with it.
Yeah. So it supposedly that makes a big difference. The guy used to, you know, he was a big name in NASCAR making suspensions, so he knows his shit, you know. And it'll probably lower my bike about an inch in the front, which would be kind of cool. You know, the Street Glide Special's already lower naturally than a regular Street Glide, so that front will drop maybe an inch or so. Putting those in there, so.
And that's what suspension technologies you said?
suspension technologies are out of Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. As much as I promote them, they should be giving me some free shit, I think. How do you do that, Bri? You're going to have to teach me.
I'll have to ask him.
Yep.
I'm El Brifalo.
All right, man.
I mean,
You almost look like a puppy, man, with the mustache. It almost looks like you should be whiskers coming off that something.
oh, you're just jealous. Look at that. I got the braids, you know.
Oh.
I could braid this, but I don't.
So how long did it take you to grow? I gotta ask. Because that would take me like, well, no, it wouldn't, because it never happened. So.
When did China virus kick in? 2001? January? Right?
Yeah. No, it was.
So it was about February.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
like
probably
April,
about.
whenever it was.
Yeah, it was probably March of 2000. But I trim it too. I cut the bottom every once in a while because it gets a little raggy, stringy. So I'll let it grow until the wife tells me not to let it grow anymore. But
Okay.
I do trim it a little bit just to kind of, because one side will grow quicker than the other, and then it gets kind of goofy.
Yeah, you just got to get in the wind, let the wind blow it all out.
Yep. Absolutely.
So besides this, suspension like in the front, you got any other upgrades you might be looking at doing in the near future to your ride?
I'd love to get some chrome rims on it. Right now it's got the stock, what is it, the Commanders, or what are they called? The aluminum rims on the Street Glide Special. Yeah, I hate those things. They're ugly. So I'd love to put some chrome rims on it at some point. But again, for right now, it works just fine.
Yeah,
That's on.
they go around.
That's on my wish list. Like I said, maybe a cam at some point. But when the maintenance schedule tells me it's time to crack that open, that's probably when I'll have them redo all that inside.
Yeah.
Wait till they're in there already.
Now, do you have any thoughts about buying a different bike, or are you killing this one?
This. I'd love to get another bike. I wouldn't trade in what I got. Like I said, they're family now. Both bikes. My bike. Her name's Little Sexy because she is, and the wife's bike is named Boo, Boo, because we picked her up on Halloween.
Nice.
So that's we'll keep them forever. I'd love to get another bike just to wrench on, and turn it into a bar hopper type style lowrider, California style lowrider, New Mexico style lowrider bike. But the right bike needs to come along at the right time, and we'll pull the trigger.
Well, how many miles you got on yours?
Like 49,000.
Oh, okay.
2014.
You got a long way to go.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you got a ton of life left.
Yeah, 2014. That's not too bad.
Well, anymore. I mean, God, you guys, you keep up on your daily maintenance. I mean, you see people are taking them upwards of almost 200,000 miles before they're diving into them. Before you're really going to do some serious internals, and it just goes to show you keep up. Just pay attention to your bike, do your services at the right intervals, and you take care of it. It's going to take care of you.
Yeah.
We take them in every 5,000 miles, or if we're going on a ride and I'm gonna hit 5,000 miles while I'm on that ride, we take it in right before. Yeah, that's what we did last year, Sturgis, with Mrs. Buffalo's bike, and she didn't need tires, but we ended up putting tires on it because I knew, by the time we got back, she's probably gonna need some tires, so why not?
That's what I did over the winter. I got all the service done so that way it was ready to roll.
Yep.
Yeah, I did new tires last fall, and then oil wasn't that long. I don't even think I got 500 miles on the last oil change already. But being as mine's been in the garage for 3 months or so, 2.5, I might just go ahead and change all the fluids out just from being in the garage all winter instead of not really get that condensation in there. I'd rather just have fresh oil. But yeah, I'm ready for better weather definitely up here and get out, get to ride, and enjoy the road. I need it.
Yeah, absolutely. We got spring coming soon, man. Around the
Yeah,
corner.
Absolutely.
it's starting to warm up this week. I can't wait. And what's daylight savings time's another 2 weeks. So, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Get it on.
Yeah, that'll be
Longer
enough.
days, more sunlight.
Yeah.
Well, it changes on the 20th March.
Oh, 20th? I thought it was sooner than that. I didn't realize it was that far. Damn.
Well, I thought it changes the first day of spring. I could be wrong.
I think it's earlier now. Now
Is
I'm
it?
curious.
All
I wish
know
they
is-
wouldn't change. I wish they wouldn't change it at all. Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to do away with that. They really do. There's no need for it.
I had to do math to figure out what time this freaking podcast was. Pacific. Nobody does Pacific Coast time. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's Sunday, March 8th.
Oh, that's coming up.
Oh,
Good
it's
deal.
the 8th. Oh,
Yeah.
even better. Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
That's next weekend. Sweet.
That's
Nice.
the launch. That's the launch for everybody to go riding for sure.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
Oh, I'll be ready.
I am so over winter, let me tell you.
Well, right on there, Buffalo. Thanks for taking time out of here. I know we talked earlier. You kind of had some family stuff going on, but you still jumped on to talk a little bikes, have a little fun, man. Thank you for coming
We
on.
appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys letting me come on and talk
Oh,
a little bit
yeah.
about myself. I know sometimes people are curious about other people, so I appreciate the platform letting me tell
You
people
bet.
about us and our channel. Appreciate everybody in the
Oh,
chat. I'm
To
looking
that,
at.
you're
I know
on
just
what?
about everybody in there.
You're where? You're on YouTube, Instagram.
I'm on Instagram, El Buffalo Rides, TikTok, El Buffalo Rides, Facebook, El Buffalo Rides. I think it's all in my description on my page, and
Okay.
of course, obviously, YouTube.
Awesome.
And I really just use all those other kind of platforms to promote the channel, if anything, or chat to you guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right on, man. Thanks a lot, El Buffalo. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in for another milepost of the V-Twin Life. Tonight was 55, the double nickel.
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, you guys all have fun, ride safe, and thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next Saturday. No, Sunday. Excuse me. I got to get my days straight. Later, guys.
Appreciate everybody.